Hey guys, it's Mark and Baron with Arms and Arms, and you got me into a new holster, and now I got to tell everybody about it.
I did, and I love it.
Yeah. So these are all clear guns up here, guys. 365, and it's a 365 XL with the Romeo sight on it. So for me, philosophically speaking, for a holster, I've always been looking for something that really fits the gun really well, and does that in a package that's as small as possible. So this is actually a very, very nice holster that I've got right here by anyone's standard. It's made by a company called Vetter. We don't carry them here at the shop. Check them out. It's a great holster. If you disagree with the assessment of the next several minutes, this would be a good one to check out.
There we go.
So anyway, long story short is this company, PHLster, Baron brings into the shop and starts bringing their stuff in. And I like John, the owner of the company, but if I'm being honest, I'm leery of the product.
Right.
Okay. For one, this is the same holster. So if you're looking for the smallest package possible, it's not that.
Nope.
So anyway, fast forward to a few days ago, I get one of these we got these at Stockton 365s. This is their Pro Series. Got all the toys on it. And I go ahead and I get one, and you can't get it off my body at this point. So I want you to talk a little bit about the design philosophy, but what I noticed was right away is I picked the thing up, and it's about, for my XL, it's like, or for my standard 365, it's probably 1.5 inches too long. In fact, with a 365 XL in here, you've got a solid inch still, right?
Yep.
Obviously, it fits the optic sight really well. All that's contemplated. You can just assume that's a good product. And I'm like, this is dumb, but I'll buy one for the shop just so I've got one, right? So it turns out that all of this extra stuff down here is what makes it really comfortable. Two things I saw right away. One was you take the center of gravity, which is above your belt line, and you immediately push it down below the belt line. So instead of the gun tipping out, which, by the way, when you do that, this hard edge right here digs into some portion of your pubic bone, or if it's on the side, depending on how you're wearing the holster, that's that rough spot. That's the uncomfortable spot. So it does that, and then this whole piece right here, if I'm carrying appendix, sits right in that spot where my leg works, and it actually turns out that is the right shape for the movement of my leg around that. So I know you've talked to John quite a bit about this. How did you end up with the PHLster holsters? Like, tell me what the design philosophy is on this thing.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, how I ended up with them was it was actually on a kind of a dare, because Hans and I were here talking, and I hadn't started carrying appendix yet, but I saw the merits of it, and it seemed like a legitimate philosophy to me. And Hans was making some joke about, well, if you carry appendix, you'll shoot your twig and berries off. So, well, I have to prove him wrong. So, perfect. So I went and bought a PHLster, and it does everything Mark said. At this point, I'm like, I guess you'd probably call me a fanboy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're being honest, right?
Yeah.
So, talking to John, listening to him talk about his holsters with us in the past and in other places.
You could reference a live video we did with him in the spring if you want more information on this too. So,
but he approaches making a holster more like making a prosthetic, right? Instead of just making a shell that attaches the gun to your body somehow. We're looking at putting something foreign on the human body for an extended period of time, right? So, like I tell people, if you went and wandered around the mall for a day in flip-flops versus, a good pair of, shoes that were meant to fit your feet, like, gonna be some different levels of fatigue there at the end of the day, right? Sure. So kind of the same thing. That's where, like Mark mentioned, we've got this larger, more organic shape that's meant to go against the body. And this holster works appendix or strong side carry, either one. All the benefits are there for all the same reasons. The other thing with it being long, giving it that push back towards the body does eliminate the hot spot down here. It also helps the gun conceal better, right? Yeah. John's also very concealment driven. To an absolute, right? Putting a shirt over the gun isn't necessarily concealed, right? Yeah. Hiding the gun on your person is concealment. Yep. So that's where we also have this mod wing here that rotates off of the belt. It activates off the belt so that it kicks the end of the grip out here back towards your body.
Body like this, right? Yep. So now it's almost inside of my belt line with the standard, the pinky extension, not the pinky extension, but the pinky extension magazine.
Yep. And then with that too, as you set and adjust ride height, even as I have good concealment with the gun, I can still access the gun and get a full firing grip on it. So I'm getting all the benefits without damaging my accessibility to the gun.
Yeah.
The other thing with having extra stuff, and this is a concept I first heard from Matt Jaques, Victory First. I don't know if he's the first dude, but look, talking about the Lego principle, right? If a Lego was the size of a phone book, it wouldn't hurt to step on, right? But because they're this big, it's like a landmine in your living room, right? Yeah. It's the same thing here. If I shrink this down to just the gun, especially since we're talking about small guns, I'm gonna have less surface area but the same pressure against my body, right? It's the difference between getting poked and getting pushed, right?
Totally.
Or getting jabbed.
You can see that right here, just comparing these two holsters. Yeah, it's a really great design. So just to go through the nuts and bolts, this isn't like a 2-hour deal. These are $76, which is certainly well within line with anything we've seen in the marketplace in a high quality holster. There is, all the guns you'd expect to see are available there. You get 2 of the really cool clasps that have the one-sided buckle, so they can't yank this way. You have to come down from the top. I don't know what that's called, but it's awesome.
Pull the dot loop.
You get the kickoff, and then you get a really well-fitted snap and draw from the gun. It also has the option for hardware options on either side, so it's fully ambidextrous. And then with their new Enigma system, which you're going to dig into more on that later. That's a weird thing. I don't know if I feel about that, but here I am with this thing, so we'll see. It's a really solid choice. If you're looking for a holster, especially for these single stack 9s, so a lot of these 365s in the last few years, it's a one-size-fits-all on our website. You'll see it says 365 and 365 XL because the holster is made for you and then your gun versus the other way around. Check out PHLster, PHLster.com, and then check them out here at Arms & Arms.